Mrs. Rebecca Johnson raised her two daughters alone in their middle-class house in Lagos after her husband died 5 years ago. Anna, the older daughter at 22, and Esther, the younger at 19, were as different as night and day. Anna was tall with smooth skin and bright eyes. She worked at an office during the day and took evening classes at the university, determined to complete her business degree. She wasn't perfect, sometimes she forgot her chores or came home late, but she was responsible and hardworking. Esther was in her first year at the same university but showed little interest in her studies. She spent most of her time on her phone, going out with friends, and shopping for tight, revealing clothes that Mrs. Rebecca disapproved of. Esther's grades were poor, but whenever her mother mentioned this, Esther would find a way to change the subject or blame someone else. One Friday evening, Anna came home tired from work. She had promised to help her mother prepare for a family gathering the next day. "Mama, I'm sorry I'm late. The bus broke down," she explained, quickly washing her hands to help with the cooking. Mrs. Rebecca frowned. "Esther told me you were with a man. She saw you at an eatery when she was passing by." Anna was shocked. "What? No, Mama. I was at work until 6, then the bus." "Don't lie to me, Anna," Mrs. Rebecca cut in. "Esther has no reason to make this up." From the corner of the room, Esther pretended to be busy with her phone, but a small smile played on her lips. "Call my boss if you don't believe me," Anna said, hurt showing in her eyes. Mrs. Rebecca sighed. "Just be more responsible, Anna. You're the older one. Set a good example." Later that night, Anna confronted Esther in their shared bedroom. "Why did you lie to Mama about seeing me at an eatery with a man?" Esther looked up lazily from her phone. "Why do you care? You're the perfect daughter anyway. One little lie won't hurt your reputation." "But it's not true. I was at work." "Whatever," Esther said, turning away. "Mama believes what she wants to believe." This wasn't the first time Esther had lied about Anna. Esther felt a burning jealousy toward her older sister that grew stronger each day. Even though Anna wasn't a bookworm, she managed to get decent grades while working. People respected her, and opportunities seemed to find her. Meanwhile, Esther struggled in school despite having more free time to study. The following week, Anna's boss called her into his office. "Anna, I'm impressed with your work ethic," he said. "I have seen how dedicated you are with your work, and I want to give you a token to encourage you to keep up the good work." He handed her an envelope with some money in it. Anna was thrilled. "Thank you so much, sir. I promise to always do my best." When she shared the good news at home, her mother was filled with joy. "That's wonderful, Anna. God is blessing your hard work." Esther sat silently, the familiar burn of jealousy growing in her chest. Why did good things always happen to Anna? It wasn't fair. It was a sunny day and Anna was exhausted after work. There was a scarcity of cabs that day, so Anna attempted to walk a distance before she could find a cab on her way. A clean car parked in front of her. The man driving the car was a handsome, good-looking man, probably in his early 30s. He talked to Anna, but she didn't pay him much attention. Then he offered to drop her at her destination, but Anna refused his offer. He kept on insisting, but Anna wasn't comfortable with the idea. He said he would park his car and walk with her. Due to how persistent he was, Anna accepted the lift home, but she made sure she took a picture of his plate number for safety purposes. In the car, the young man introduced himself as Joshua, and Anna also introduced herself. The journey to her home was actually fun, not what she expected. They both talked and discovered they both had similar interests. Joshua asked Anna for her phone number. She collected his number and told him she would get across to him. When she got to her house, she thanked him for the lift and he drove off after he encouraged her to call him. Esther heard the sound of the car and peeped and saw her sister coming down from the car. Anna told her it was just someone who offered to drop her home. Esther was surprised at the beautiful car that dropped her sister. She was curious to find out who he was. The next day, Anna put a call across to Joshua. He was so happy she called him. They kept on talking and chatting and they connected. In the room where the two sisters shared, Esther started noticing her sister talking to someone for long hours on the phone. She knew it would be a man. When Esther asked who it was, Anna told her she had started talking to the man who dropped her at home. Esther was so jealous. Even though she didn't see the man, she knew he was rich because of the car he used to drop her sister. Esther reported to their mother about the mysterious man who dropped Anna at home and how she caught them kissing. Mrs. Rebecca scolded Anna and asked her to be more decent and not mislead her younger sister, because she is the older one and her sister looks up to her for directions in life. Anna had to tell her mom the truth, that the man only gave her a ride. She had never kissed him, but they communicate frequently. She told her more about the man, and she also told her mother that the man showed interest in her. The mother told her to make sure he is a good person, and she advised her to keep a decent and respectful relationship. Anna invited Joshua home to meet her family. Esther wore a very skimpy clothes to try to get his attention, but he barely paid her any attention. He was already in love with Anna. Joshua and Anna told Mrs. Rebecca about their intention to date, and Mrs. Rebecca could see that Joshua was a good and responsible man, so she gave her support. Esther was so furious and annoyed that such a handsome and rich man wanted to date her sister and not her. Weeks later, as Joshua's car pulled up outside the Johnson home, Anna's heart quickened. It had been a while since they started dating, and Anna was certain that Joshua was the kind of man she could settle down with. Kind and thoughtful, with ambitious dreams that matched her own, Joshua treated her with so much respect. "I'll pick you up at 7 tomorrow for the company dinner," he said, with a warm smile. From the window, Esther watched them in anger. It would be another evening spent listening to her mother gush about Anna's perfect relationship. "Is that your boyfriend again?" Esther asked when Anna entered, her voice dripping with disdain. "Yes. He's taking me to his company dinner tomorrow." Anna couldn't help but smile. "I'm excited." Mrs. Rebecca emerged from the kitchen. "That's wonderful, Anna. This young man is serious about you." Esther rolled her eyes and retreated to their bedroom. She was so annoyed after hearing her sister's good fortune, so she knew she had to think of a plan to destroy their relationship. Then she thought of one of her friend named Casey who had a serious crush on her. She never gave him a chance, but she knew he would always do anything for her. She placed a call to Casey and he picked up immediately. She asked for his help to execute a plan and he agreed to make Esther happy. "Perfect," Esther whispered. The next evening, Joshua arrived at 7, dressed in a crisp suit. He complimented Anna's dress. "You look beautiful," he said, his eyes sincere. Anna thanked him while blushing. The company dinner was at an upscale hotel. Joshua proudly introduced Anna to his colleagues and boss, who were clearly impressed by her intelligence and grace. "Everyone loved you," Joshua said as they drove home. Anna laughed. "I'm glad to have met them too." The following Saturday, Joshua and Anna walked in the park talking and enjoying each other's company. They strolled hand in hand. "Anna! Baby! There you are!" A booming voice came from behind them. Anna turned to see a man approaching her. "I've been looking everywhere for you," he continued loudly, drawing attention from passers-by. Without warning, he wrapped his arms around Anna in an intimate embrace. "What are you doing?" Anna pushed him away, bewildered. "Who are you?" Joshua's expression darkened. "What's going on, Anna?" Casey feigned confusion. "Baby, why are you acting this way? After all our time together." He turned to Joshua. "Sorry, man. I didn't know she was with someone else today." "He's lying." Anna's voice shook. "Joshua, I've never been with this man. I don't even know him." Casey smirked. "Playing both sides, eh?" Classic Anna. People were staring now. Anna felt tears threatening but refused to let them fall. "Joshua, please," she pleaded. "This is some kind of mix-up. I would never cheat on you." "Let's go," Joshua said coldly, pulling her away from the crowd. In the car, the silence was deafening. "I don't understand what just happened," he finally said, "but I need time to think." When Anna arrived home, she found Esther in their room, suspiciously cheerful. "How was your date?" Esther asked. Anna cried and told her what happened. Esther felt glad in her heart, then she replied, "Maybe your perfect boyfriend isn't so perfect after all," Esther sneered. "If he doesn't trust you, that's a problem." For days, Joshua remained distant, barely responding to Anna's messages. At work, she could barely concentrate, her thoughts consumed by how to fix the misunderstanding. That weekend, Esther attended a friend's party at a high-end lounge. There she met Xavier, a charming man who bought her drinks and listened attentively as she complained about her family. "Sounds like you deserve better," he said, his eyes never leaving hers. "Let me take you somewhere relaxing and quieter." Flattered by his attention, Esther agreed. But instead of the quiet place he had mentioned, Xavier drove to a hotel. Just for a drink, he insisted when she protested. Inside his car, his charm dissolved as he grabbed her, roughly trying to touch her. "Stop! This isn't what I agreed to." Esther fought back. "You've been teasing me all night," he growled. When she continued to resist, Xavier unlocked the door. "Get out then. Find your own way home." Stranded kilometers from home, it was late and she couldn't see a cab. Esther walked for an hour before finding public transport. She arrived home past midnight, mascara streaking her cheeks. Anna was still awake. When she saw Esther's distress, she immediately asked, "What happened?" Through tears, Esther explained her encounter with Xavier. Anna held her sister as she cried. The next morning, Joshua finally called. "Can we talk?" They met at a small cafe. Anna explained to him that she didn't know the strange man. She told him she was sure it's a mix-up or set up by someone, but she didn't know who. "Anna, you know I love you, and I don't know why, but I believe you're innocent," Joshua said finally. "I would advise you to be careful with the friends you keep. We don't know who tried to set you up." The couple reconciled happily. Esther had already recovered from her ordeal. Her jealousy for her elder sister burned stronger than ever. When she found out that she was back together with Joshua, "It's not over," she whispered. Esther decided she had to completely destroy the trust in her sister's relationship. When Joshua brought Anna home after an outing, Esther used a cab to follow Joshua to discover where he lived. She remembered Anna mentioning that Joshua's parents came to visit him for a while. That weekend, Esther executed her darkest plan yet. Esther asked her sister to escort her to see a male friend because she wasn't comfortable going alone. Anna agreed because she wanted to make sure her sister was safe. When they got there, Esther's friend offered Anna a glass of juice. Little did she know that he crushed some pills into the drink. As Anna grew drowsy, Esther and the man which she paid to pretend to be her friend carried Anna to the room, and he posed with the now unconscious Anna to take compromising photos. Esther brought her sister back home and made up a story different from what happened. Anna slept properly before regaining herself. Days later, Joshua's parents received an envelope in his house. Inside were the compromising pictures of Anna and a man, with a note, "Is this the woman you want to marry?" His conservative family were horrified. When Joshua returned home, his parents showed him the contents of the envelope. His mother insisted he end the relationship immediately. "She's not who you think she is," his father declared. Despite his doubts, the pressure from his family and the damning evidence were too much. When Joshua broke things off, Anna was devastated beyond words. "I don't understand," she sobbed. "I would never do those things." But Joshua couldn't go against his family. "I'm sorry," was all he could say. At home, Esther watched her sister's heartbreak with secret satisfaction. Finally, perfect Anna had lost something precious. As Anna cried herself to sleep night after night, her mother tried to console her and assure her that things will be all right. Esther felt a hollow victory. She had won this battle, but the emptiness inside her only grew deeper. While Esther was busy trying to ruin her sister's life, she neglected her studies. When her test results came, she failed 3 of her courses. Her professor warned that she might have to repeat the year if she didn't improve drastically. Her mother was very disappointed at her and compared her bad grades to her elder sister's good grades. Instead of studying harder, Esther continued going out. She would rebel and sometimes sneak out of the house to meet her girlfriends, and they would wear short skirts and tight tops. Men noticed Esther, bought her drinks, and flattered her, but none of them wanted to talk about anything meaningful or meet her family. The next day was Anna's birthday. Their mother made a special breakfast and gave her a new dress she had saved to buy for her. "Thank you, Mummy," Anna said, hugging her mother. "It's beautiful." Esther watched silently, remembering how her own birthday had passed with just a cake and no special gift. Her mother had said money was tight that month. But somehow, there was always money for Anna. Esther noticed her sister's new dress hanging carefully on the wardrobe door. While Anna was in the bathroom, Esther took a pair of scissors and she ruined the dress and left the room. When Anna came out and saw the dress, she was so angry and she knew only her sister could do such a thing. She immediately went to report to her mother. Esther came back home and denied doing anything to the dress. Anna and the mother were confused because they were just 3 in the house. Esther stood on her ground that she didn't do anything to the dress. Their mother didn't know how to solve the case, so she promised Anna she would try to get her another dress when she could afford it. Anna was angry at her younger sister and she didn't speak to her throughout the whole day. That weekend, Anna went to a birthday party of her friend Alice. There, she met Ken, a handsome young engineer. They talked a lot, and before she left, Ken asked for her phone number. When Anna came home smiling, Esther immediately suspected something. "I know it is a man that is responsible for your smile. Who is he?" she demanded when they were alone. Anna giggled. "His name is Ken. He's really nice and smart. I met him at the birthday party." Esther's eyes narrowed. Another good thing for perfect Anna. The next morning, while Anna was in the shower, Esther took her sister's phone and found Ken's number. She sent him a message. "I had fun last night, but I should tell you I already have a boyfriend. And I am not interested in having anything with you. Sorry if I gave you the wrong idea." Then she deleted the message from Anna's sent folder. When Ken didn't call all week, Anna was confused and hurt. She had thought they had a connection. 2 days later, Ken called Anna unexpectedly. "I've been confused," he said. "Why did you send me a message about having a boyfriend? But you didn't mention it at the party." Anna was shocked. "No. I don't have a boyfriend. And I never sent you any message. I don't understand. How did I receive a message from you without you sending it? Who sent it then?" Ken asked, confused. Anna immediately suspected Esther, but she had no proof. She agreed to meet Ken the next day to clear up the misunderstanding. When Anna returned from meeting Ken, she was glowing with happiness. They had talked and they resolved the issue peacefully. They made plans to see each other again. The next day, Mrs. Rebecca went out to buy products for her shop. Anna was doing a school project in the sitting room and she got sleepy, so she decided to go rest before finishing up. Esther, who was already angry that her plan to sabotage her sister's relationship didn't work, she saw Anna's school project and decided she would ruin it to get back at her. She went to get juice from the kitchen and she spilled it on the assignment. When Anna found her project soaked with juice, she was very angry and she knew it was only her sister that could have done it. When she went to question Esther, she ignored her and told her to stop screaming for nothing. Anna continued accusing her. Esther got angry and pushed her sister. Anna pushed her back and they started fighting. Fortunately for them, their mother returned back from the market and she came to settle the fight. She was disappointed that they would behave like children. Anna was sad because the project was a lot of work and it was due for submission the next morning. When she got to school and explained to her lecturer, she was happy when he gave her an extension because of her good track record. Anna ensured she kept her important documents and things away from Esther because she didn't trust her anymore. Even though Esther didn't apologize to Anna, she still forgave her because she didn't want their mother to be sad. It was the day to see end of semester exam result and Anna was so happy because she passed all her courses. Esther was scared to check her result. When she eventually did, she discovered that she failed most of her courses and she would have to carry over some courses. One evening, Ken came to visit Mrs. Rebecca and he told her his intention to propose to Anna. Mrs. Rebecca was happy at the news because she knew Ken is a good and respectful man, so she gave him her blessings to go ahead. Ken told Anna to invite her family so they could all have dinner together in a fancy restaurant. She wondered why Ken wanted that, but she agreed. When they were seated enjoying the meal, Ken got on his knees and proposed to Anna. She said yes, and she was so happy. Esther couldn't believe it, all her sabotage had failed. Anna was getting everything: good grades, career, love, respect. She was so jealous of her sister. Out of frustration that night after the proposal dinner, Esther called her girlfriends and told them she needed to party to forget her problems. When everyone was sleeping, she snuck out of the house. She wore a tight revealing dress and high heels. Esther and her friends went to a nightclub and they were ready to have fun. "This place is packed with big men," Lisa whispered, nudging Esther as they sat looking pretty rich guys who can change our life overnight. They ordered drinks while scanning the crowd searching for rich men. The music pulsed through the club. Esther saw a handsome young man seating in the VIP section. Lisa agreed with her that the man looks like a good catch. Esther kept looking at the man, sending him some flirty eye contact. As if sensing her attention, the man looked up and caught Esther's eye. He smiled. With a small gesture, he invited her over. Lisa gasped. "Esther! He's calling you to VIP. This is your chance." Heart racing, Esther smoothed her dress and walked over, conscious of maintaining the perfect sway to her hips. "Hello, handsome," she said, trying to project confidence despite her nervousness. His eyes traveled slowly over her figure before meeting her gaze. "Sit," he commanded. "What's your name, beautiful?" "Esther." "A beautiful name for a beautiful lady. Well, I'm Mike." He snapped his fingers and a waiter appeared with bottles of expensive champagne. They both drank and danced for hours, enjoying each other's company. When Esther was ready to go, Mike handed her a thick envelope. "For your taxi home," he said with a wink. When Esther opened it in the taxi, she gasped. She was so happy. During the day, Esther brought the money to the sitting room and displayed it on the dining table. Mrs. Rebecca's eyes widened in alarm. "Esther, where did you get this money?" "From my new friend, Mike. He owns businesses all over Lagos." Anna looked concerned. "He just gave you money? For what exactly?" "For being myself," Esther retorted. "Not everyone has to work like a donkey to get ahead, you know." Mrs. Rebecca gathered the money with trembling hands. "Esther, no decent man gives a young woman this much money for nothing. What is he expecting in return?" "He just likes me," Esther said, packing the money back. "Maybe not everyone thinks I'm worthless." "No one thinks you're worthless. We're just worried," Anna replied. "You're jealous," Esther accused her elder sister. "For once, something good is happening to me and you can't stand it." Before either of them could respond, Esther's phone rang. It was Mike and he told her he would send a car to pick her up for lunch. "I'm going out with Mike. He is sending a car to pick me," she announced with pride. Her mother and sister watched her in disbelief. Over the weeks, Esther's life transformed. Mike showered her with gifts, designer clothes, expensive jewelry, the latest iPhone, and more money. She moved through Lagos in his luxury cars and dined in fancy restaurants. At home, Esther flaunted her new possessions. When she gifted her mother some cash gift, she didn't want to accept it because she didn't trust the source of Mike's wealth, but she convinced her mother to take it. "Thank you, Esther, but..." "But what, Mummy? Isn't this what you've always wanted?" "For me to make my own money and contribute," Esther challenged. "I want you to be safe and responsible," her mother replied quietly. "You've been coming home late at night, sometimes not at all. This is not proper behavior for a young woman." "Mike takes care of me," Esther insisted. "He respects me." "If he respected you, he wouldn't keep you out all night," Mrs. Rebecca countered. "What do you even know about this man? Where does his money come from?" The question hung in the air. Esther had never actually seen any of Mike's businesses. That evening, as Esther was getting ready to meet Mike again, Anna watched her and said, "Please just be careful with this your new friend." Esther rolled her eyes and continued what she was doing. Esther and Mike had been dating for 2 months and today Mike finally invited her to his house. He lived in a big and luxurious house. Esther was so happy because she had hit the jackpot, but that night he seemed different. He was distracted during dinner, constantly checking his phone. When Esther asked if everything was all right, he said everything is fine. After dinner, he took her to a beautiful room. Make yourself comfortable. I need to make some calls. Feel free to explore the first floor, but the East Wing is off-limits business matters. After he left, Esther wandered the mansion, taking selfies. She imagined posting them online. She also imagined her sister's face when she saw where she was staying. This was validation. This was success. But as midnight passed and Mike remained absent, boredom set in. She was tired of watching TV, she wanted to see more places in the mansion, and she was also curious to see what was on the East Wing that was off-limits. Finally, curiosity won. She walked around the house. When she approached the East Wing, the lighting looked dimmer. When she tried to open the door, it was closed and she couldn't find the key. She saw a carpet in the front of the door. When she checked under it, she found a key which unlocked the door. Esther pushed the door and stepped into darkness. She looked for a light switch and gasped when fluorescent lights flickered on. The room before her was like something from a nightmare. The walls were lined with strange symbols painted in what looked horribly like dried blood. In the center stood a stone altar surrounded by black candles. But what made her blood run cold were the photographs, dozens of them, pinned to one wall. Young women, all beautiful, all with similar features to her own. Each photo had dates written beneath. The most recent was from just 3 months ago. On a table near the altar lay ritual items, a sharp knife, small bowls containing liquids, and most horrifying of all, her photograph on the table. Beneath her picture was her full name, birth date, details she had casually shared with Mike over their time together. The sound of approaching footsteps jolted her from her shock. Mike was coming. Panic surged through Esther as the terrible truth dawned on her. The unexplained wealth. Mike was a ritualist who used human sacrifice for wealth. And she was to be his next victim. She immediately turned off the light and hid behind a heavy curtain, just as the door swung open. Through a small gap, she watched Mike enter with an older man, wearing traditional attire with cowrie shells. "Everything is prepared," Mike said. "The girl is perfect, young, beautiful, and most importantly, greedy. She asks no questions about the source of my wealth. Her family knows she's with me, but they have no power or connections to cause problems." The older man nodded approvingly. "The ritual must be completed during the full moon. 3 days from now. I've been conditioning her," Mike continued. "The necklace I've given her contains substances that will make her compliant when the time comes. She'll walk to the altar willingly." Esther felt sick as she remembered the necklace around her neck, a gift she had proudly displayed. "Tomorrow we begin the final preparations," the older man said. "Keep her here until then." After they left, Esther remained frozen for several minutes, terror paralyzing her limbs. She had to escape before Mike realized she knew his secret. Moving silently, she crept back to the guest room and gathered her things. She removed the necklace Mike had given her and dropped it in the room. It was already late, so Mike might assume she was sleeping. Finding a side door that opened to the compound, Esther slipped out into the night. She didn't want to alarm the security at the gate. When she saw the gate was locked, she had to climb over the fence. Luckily for her, it wasn't tall. With her heart hammering in her chest, she made her way through the darkness. The climb was difficult in her tight dress, and she tore it as she scrambled over the wall, scratching her arms and legs, and she also twisted her ankle in the process. Landing hard on the other side, Esther didn't allow herself a moment to rest. While in pain, she ran blindly into the night, away from the mansion, away from the horror she had discovered. When she reached the main road, she struggled to get into the taxis and went straight home. She was grateful that Mike didn't know where she lived. When Esther stumbled through the door at 4 a.m., her dress torn, her face streaked with tears and makeup, her mother and Anna rushed to her. "Esther! What happened?" Mrs. Rebecca said, pulling her daughter into her arms. Between sobs, Esther told them everything about what she discovered about Mike and how she narrowly escaped for her life. Her family were filled with shock. They were grateful that Esther was back home safely. Anna and their mum were able to calm Esther down. Anna prepared some hot water and used it to help massage her sister's injuries. She was deeply concerned for her. When Esther was scared in their room, Anna stayed close to her to make her feel safe. She prayed with her and assured her she would always protect her from any harm. Esther felt the genuine care from her sister. She realized that she had spent so much time being envious of her sister that she didn't realize how caring she is. She immediately blocked Mike's number and went to sleep. The next morning, Anna called her office. "I need to take some time off," she told her boss. "It's a family emergency." "Is everything all right?" her boss asked, concern in his voice. "My sister is going through something difficult," Anna explained. "She needs me right now." "Take all the time you need," he said. Anna spent the next week at home, barely leaving Esther's side. She cooked nutritious meals, applied ointment to Esther's scratches, and massaged her swollen ankle. At night, when Esther woke up screaming from nightmares about Mike and the ritual room, Anna would hold her until she fell back asleep. On the third day, as Anna was changing the bandage on Esther's ankle, Esther suddenly began to cry. "Why are you being so kind to me?" she asked, her voice breaking. "After everything I've done to you." Anna looked up, surprised. "What do you mean?" Esther took a deep breath. "I need to tell you something. Something terrible." As tears streamed down her face, Esther confessed everything. Sending the fake message to Ken, ruining Anna's project with Juice, cutting up her birthday dress, lying to their mother about seeing Anna with a man, and worst of all, drugging Anna and staging the compromising photos that destroyed her relationship with Joshua. "I was so jealous of you," Esther admitted. "You're so good at everything. Work, school, relationships, everyone loves you. I felt like I was nothing compared to you." Anna sat in shocked silence. The pain of these betrayals was overwhelming. "Say something," Esther begged. "Please." "I don't understand," Anna finally said. "Why didn't you just talk to me?" "I was ashamed. And angry. It was easier to hurt you than admit I felt worthless." Anna stood up and walked to the window. Her sister's words had reopened wounds she thought had healed. The loss of Joshua still ached, and now knowing it was Esther's doing made it even worse. "I know you can't forgive me," Esther whispered. "I don't deserve it. But seeing how you've taken care of me this week, even after all I did, I just couldn't keep lying to you." Anna turned back to her sister. In Esther's eyes, she saw real remorse. "It hurts, Esther," Anna said honestly. "What you did changed my life. Joshua's family, they must think I'm terrible. And he believed it." "I'm so sorry," Esther sobbed. "I'll tell him the truth. I'll tell everyone. I'll make it right." Anna sat back down and finished bandaging Esther's ankle. The past is the past. What matters now is what you do next. "I have forgiven you." Esther was grateful for her sister's forgiving and kind heart. Later that afternoon, Mrs. Rebecca found her daughters sitting together in the living room, talking quietly. She hadn't seen them this way in years. "Mama," Esther said when she noticed her mother. "I need to talk to you too." Mrs. Rebecca sat down, with concern on her face. "I've done a lot of bad things," Esther began. "I've lied to you about Anna many times. I've been jealous and spiteful. I've even betrayed my own sister." As Esther recounted her actions, Mrs. Rebecca's expression shifted from confusion to disappointment. "And the worst part," Esther continued, "is that I almost died because of my own greed and jealousy. If I hadn't been so desperate to have what Anna has, to show off and feel important, I wouldn't have gotten involved with Mike." Mrs. Rebecca took her younger daughter's hands. "Esther, I'm very disappointed in what you've done. But I'm grateful you're being honest now." "I want to change, Mama," Esther said earnestly. "I don't want to be that person anymore." "Then don't be," Mrs. Rebecca said simply. "You're young, but not too young to know better. It's time to become a decent, responsible woman." "I will," Esther promised. "It won't be easy," her mother warned. "Real change takes work." "I know. but I want to try. The next few weeks brought visible changes in Esther. She removed the heavy makeup she usually wore and bought more modest clothes. She deleted numbers of friends who had encouraged her reckless behavior and stayed home most evenings. Most surprising to Anna was when Esther asked for help with her studies. I failed those courses because I never studied, Esther admitted one evening. Could you help me? Show me how you manage to work and still get good grades. Anna agreed, and soon they established a routine. After dinner, they would sit and study for few hours. The tension that had existed between them for years gradually melted away. Esther stopped making bad comments and started asking genuine questions about Anna's experiences. Anna, in turn, began sharing more of her life with her sister. One Saturday morning, Esther approached Anna with a nervous look. I want to write a text message to Joshua, she said. To tell him the truth about what I did. He should know it wasn't your fault. Anna was silent for a moment. Are you sure? He might still be angry. It's the right thing to do, Esther insisted. You deserve better than what I did. With Anna's help, Esther composed an honest message explaining everything she had done and apologizing for the pain she had caused. She included the truth about the photographs and accepted full responsibility. The next day, Joshua called Anna. I got your sister's message, he said. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Anna replied. It's in the past now. I should have trusted you, Joshua said quietly. I'm sorry. We both got hurt by someone else's actions, Anna said. But I've forgiven my sister. She's really changing. And what about us? Joshua asked. Can we talk sometime? Anna thought about Ken, her fiancé. Sorry, but I'm seeing someone else now, she said gently. Someone who believes in me. At home, Mrs. Rebecca noticed the peace that had settled over their household. Her daughters were talking again, laughing sometimes. Esther was studying more and going out less. There were no more mysterious gifts or late nights. You've made me proud, she told Esther one evening after catching her reading a textbook instead of scrolling through social media. This is the daughter I always knew you could be. I feel better about myself, Esther admitted. When I look in the mirror now, I don't see someone trying to be someone else. I just see me. As weeks turned into months, Esther's transformation continued. She retook her failed courses and passed them all. She joined a study group at the university and made new friends who shared her interest in learning. She even started helping her mother more with household chores without being asked. When Ken visited their home, Esther greeted him warmly and genuinely. There was no jealousy in her eyes, no scheme forming in her mind. She was happy for her sister's happiness. One evening, as Anna and Ken sat in the living room talking, Esther brought them juice. You two look good together, she said sincerely. Ken, you better treat my sister right. She deserves the best. Ken laughed. I know she does. I'm lucky she chose me. After he left, Anna found Esther in their bedroom. Thank you for being nice to Ken, she said. Esther smiled. He makes you happy. That's all that matters. Anna sat beside her sister on the bed. Are you happy now, Esther? Really happy. I am, Esther said thoughtfully. Not because I have fancy things or because men notice me. I'm happy because I like who I'm becoming. I feel good about my choices. That's real happiness, Anna agreed. The kind that lasts. As they sat together, the sisterly bond that had been damaged for so long continued to heal. They weren't perfect, they still argued sometimes, still got on each other's nerves. But the poison of jealousy and resentment had been drained away. In their moderate but comfortable house, the Johnson family was whole again.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button for more entertaining stories. Share this video and keep the conversations coming. Please like, comment, and share your opinions on the comments section. Keep enjoying our stories with your friends and families. We love you.